Hello, everybody. Welcome to the midweek reset here at the People's Congregation of Shakers and Movers. I'm Sandy, and I'm here, of course, with Anna, our Self Care Doula. And yeah, we're just like shifting into this kind of chilly fall, like nearing winter vibes. And I just wanted to update you on some fun things going on here at the church. Tonight, we actually have Matt with his new offering, which is going to be called the Midweek Vibe Check. Not to step on Anna's toes, like how many times can you check in? I mean, I don't think there's ever too many. And so Matt will be weaving together some sound healing and breath work for the community. We would ask for a $20 donation if you are not a member, or a $10 donation if you are a member. And Friday night, we only have 3 spots left for a paint party, so I'm so excited about this. We're going to have a professional artist here, and she's really excited about teaching us how to blend paint and how to really use brush stroke techniques. And Anna herself is an artist, and if you guys do choose to snatch up those last 3 tickets, you would actually get to meet Anna and get to meet Matt, our breathwork coach, because they will both be here. So if you're seeking support and interested in learning about some one-on-one coaching, that would definitely be the night to come down. And then on Saturday, we have, of course, Soul Saturday with Dr. G. Mr. Gideon Gray and I go way back. He's actually a visual artist as well as a DJ and performing artist. So it's going to be a really good one too. So hope you guys can make it. And of course, if you want to hear more about our adventures, you can go to pcsam.org and sign up for our newsletter. That's where we try to communicate with you as effectively as we can about all the cool stuff that's going on here. And so, so Anna, I have to say, I've had a really crazy week. It feels like everybody in my life is in a state of major transition. Like there's a lot of the vibe of you gotta burn it down so that what will rise from the ashes will be so much more potent and sturdy and strong. And our foundations, I think, have been tested. And when there's cracks, what do? You gotta repair them, right, before you can build things up to be even better. So on a personal level, on a professional level, and even like in my home, we're all changing bedrooms.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, we have a 3-bedroom house, and we've all decided to switch bedrooms on top of all of the stuff that's going on. So my life is feeling a little bit topsy-turvy, and this is why we check in, right? And this is why we do this. So I need this more than anything today. So I'm so excited to be here, and thank you so much for being here and showing up as you always do with that beautiful smiley face.
Thank you.
I'm
so grateful to be here. And I'm excited about this Friday. That'll be really cool. And I guess that's a little tidbit. What is it? Share something you don't know about me. I've been painting for a long time, photography and drawing, and I do mixed media work, and I do dabble in it, and I've been dabbling in it a lot more. I think tapping in yoga and art is a really nice, it's therapeutic. So I don't show anywhere. I don't look for galleries. I never have. It's always been like a personal practice. And I love it. Actually, it is part of my soul. So, and it's so, I think it's very interesting that you're talking about this energy of just foundations being a little, rattled, cracks, repairs, shifts and transitions, because I was going to talk about today Rajasic energy. So that stems from the Ayurvedic side of yoga, or the Vedic side. There is Tamasic, Rajasic, and Sattva energy. So it's a lot of information, so I'm just going to keep it like really, really basic. And the reason I was reminded, and I'm always reminded on days like this where the wind rises and begins to swirl and you feel it, it lifts the heat off of your body, makes you feel cold. You see the leaves churning and you see all these wind patterns, right? So it's also the energy that is that we are experiencing. So Rajasic energy, when I think of it as kind of like a wind, I guess, of motion, of forward motion, of transition. But it can also stir up emotions of anxiety, anger, like really not comfortable feelings. And I've really been feeling that today. And I think that that's why it came in for me to talk about that. Because I think that if I'm feeling it, I can't be the only one that feels it.
I'm feeling it, girl.
So that's why it's like, wow, you're talking about something that really taps into these energies. So I wanted to briefly talk about the gunas. So these are the gunas that we're talking about. And the gunas, if you notice what I spoke about, it's really more like psychological, the energy that we're tapping into, the emotions that make up our psyche and how we absorb things and how the things that play a part in it. So there was this really cool graph that I found, and basically they're the three gunas of nature. So it really plays on nature. It plays on the food that we put into our bodies. So Rajasic energy, they say, to avoid spicy foods around, a time where you're feeling like that. And I lost my
That
graph.
makes so much sense because I have to say I had the most intense craving for French onion soup this week, which I just associate with comfort food. My daddy used to make the most amazing French onion soup. He still would if I asked him. And chowders, my parents did not cook with a lot of spicy food, so I definitely this time of year crave those dishes that which are like nourishing and just warming to the body, but not necessarily to like my chaplains.
Oh, right.
So that totally makes sense.
So I found it. Okay, so the rajas are associated with so it's a state of energy, like I said, and it's action, change, and movement. The nature of the rajas is attraction, longing, attachment, and rajas strongly bind us to the fruits of our labor, which is very interesting, right? Other rajasic qualities are anger, euphoria, anxiety, fear, irritation, and worry, restlessness, stress, courage, rumination, determination, and chaos, right? So the wind stirs up a lot of that stuff. And so if you're feeling a little off today, that's why, So how do we switch that up? So the tamas is a state of darkness, inertia, inactivity, a little heavier materiality. Tamas manifests from ignorance, deludes all beings from their spiritual truth, so pulls you away from your own truth. Tamasic qualities are laziness, disgust, attachment, depression, helplessness, doubt, guilt, shame, boredom, addiction, hurt, sadness, apathy, confusion, grief, dependency, and ignorance. So it's really interesting how these energies play. But there are things, like I said, that you can do. So the middle ground is sattva, which is a state of harmony. Mm-hmm. So the state of harmony, balance, joy, intelligence. Sattva is the guna that yogis achieve towards as it reduces the rajas and the tamas. So this this asana reduces all of those things, the anxiety, the anger, all of those things that rajasic and tamasic energy can bring up. And let's see. So sattva is the guna that achieve. Okay, so it thus makes liberation possible. Sattva, which is beautiful, right? Other sattvic qualities are delight, happiness, peace, wellness, freedom, love, compassion, equanimity, empathy, friendliness, focus, self-control, satisfaction, trust, fulfillment, calmness, bliss, cheerfulness, gratitude, fearlessness, and selflessness. So isn't that, there's tamasic, rajasic, and then there's a place where you come into harmony, which is sattva, which is where we come onto the mat. We harmonize our bodies. We can also harmonize our bodies with food that we eat, such as, like I said, if rajasic energy is around and you're feeling it, avoiding spicy foods, avoiding things that irritate the body. So
it's like a good time for a weighted blanket, isn't it?
It sure is. It sure is.
I feel like I've been a combination of all three of those energies, like all wrapped up into one, because as soon as I find myself shifting so far one way, I start using these tools to find harmony and balance again.
So these energies are always shifting.
Right.
Always, always. Just like our chakras are always shifting, but sometimes we really feel these states kind of like lengthen, like you've been feeling like this for a while. Or so I think that, we strive for sattva, we strive for the harmony in the body. And that's why the tools that we offer here at the church are great, because even when the wind isn't blowing, you're going to feel some kind of one of these things, whether you feel like you're more in harmony, or you're going to feel a little heavier tamasic, or a little anxious on the rajasic side. But these qualities also work together to create a positive thing. So we need these energies. It's like in nature, we need, the seasons to change. We need the seeds to bloom, like all of these things in order for us to be in harmony. So, which is beautiful. That's why yoga is such a beautiful, yoga and Ayurveda work off of nature and the elements that we are all made of. And that's why we feel these things, because we are elemental creatures, right? Mm-hmm. So by doing this kind of practice today, slowing it down, and taking those nice, long, deep breaths, we're going to increase the harmony in our body by allowing us to feel better, feel more at peace with ourselves, and feel a little bit more balanced than when we first walked in, when we first started this practice. So,
thank you, Anna. Mm-hmm. I'm definitely excited about today's practice. I'm going to go take my place on the mat and let you take it away.
Hi, honey.
Thank you. I'm just going to grab my water.
All right. Love you. Have a wonderful practice.
Thank you.
All right. So, wow, intuition and how it plays, and the synchronicities of life. And it's just very interesting to notice how we are influenced by nature, influenced by the elements of what surround us. And what's even more interesting is that we are all influenced in this way. So when we are around other people, and it's not always the same type of energy at the same time. It just so happens that today is a very strong, windy, cold day. So a lot of us vibe in that same energy. But, on a regular day, let's say, your friend could be in this different energetic place than you. And so, you can feel it that way too. So we all carry these energies, and external things always like rile these things up. But what we take in, or the practices that we do, help calm these energies and bring them into harmony, which is beautiful. So one of the things that I wanted to do today is a little just energy movement of what we call the Vayus, which works with the gunas and all the lines. And so I'll bring this practice in, and I think maybe we'll begin that way, just to begin to harmonize the body and harmonize the energy around us. And it's a really beautiful Tai Chi-ish kind of movement. So we'll be standing when we do it. So, but to begin today, let's begin by gently finding our seat, whether it's on a mat or in a chair. Or you can lie down and take a few deep breaths, whatever it feels, finding your comfort, a comfortable place. And settling into your own energy with your breath. Maybe it feels good to soften the gaze or close the eyes. As we come into this sattva energy, we are calming our nervous systems, which is also a harmonization of our energy. Deep breath in, feeling the chest rise, belly fill. Exhaling as the abdomen falls, chest falls, shoulders soften. And allowing yourself to come into your intention for today's harmonizing practice. An opportunity for us to reset and begin again. Another breath here to settle into our intention. And join me in taking a deep breath in. Exhale out. Swallowing at the back of our throats. Fluttering our eyes open. All right, so before I get you to standing, we're just going to gently move the body. So let's roll the shoulders. And then roll them forward or take the opposite direction. And coming back into your neutral position, let's take that right ear to the right shoulder. And then let's float the left ear to the left shoulder. Let's bring the head back to center and drop the chin towards the chest. And allow those shoulders to draw away from the ears. Inhaling, bringing the chin back to center, and then little circles with the nose for gentle movement in the cervical spine. And then opposite direction when you're ready. Meeting me back in neutral. All right, let's stretch up, inhaling the arms up. And exhale, flip the palms, tent the fingers, reach down towards the earth, maybe grounding those fingertips and lengthening through the crown. Take a moment to bring the awareness to the sits bones and grounding those in. Really take a little wiggle back and forth just to feel those bones. All right, hands to the lap, let's circle the body. Inhaling and exhaling. And then let's find the other direction. And then coming back to center, let's extend the spine upwards. Take the gaze up into a little cow pose. Exhale, round in, coming into cat. So a few of these. Just getting the wave of the spine flowing. So whether it is you extend up or round in, or begin to feel the spine like a wave, whatever feels good to you, just flexing and extending. And then coming back to center and a gentle movement of the head. All right, so let's get on our feet. I want to do a little standing practice. And I really love this practice because it reminds me of Tai Chi. And, there's always this golden, I always call it a golden thread. I don't know why, it just makes me feel good to imagine a golden thread. The golden thread of Eastern medicine or Chinese medicine and yoga and all that, how all that interacts or works together. So in Eastern or Chinese medicine, we have Tai Chi, right, which is, a movement of energy of the body, from the body with the external, gentle movements. And I always, I used to practice Kung Fu with my brother. A long time ago in San Francisco, we had a sifu we would work with, and Tai Chi is Kung Fu in slow motion, so it's like, the blocking and the movement, and it's all energetic work. So what we're going to do here, and what is very similar, is just the movement of energy that we're going to work with today. So we're just going to gently just take a nice stance about hip distance apart. And what I love about this breath work and movement that we're about to do is that it's not Tai Chi, it's a Vayu practice, meaning that, we're moving the energies and we're using the breath to move the energy in a particular way. So knowing that we are surrounded by our own energy, our subtle energy all around us that extends beyond our physical body. So we're going to move some of this energy. So feeling nice and grounded through the feet and taking a soft little mountain pose and just feeling the weight in the front and the backs and the sides of the feet. So I'm going to demonstrate what we're going to do first. We're going to take the energy in our hands and we're going to place them palms up. So we're going to bring the energy to rise, and then we're going to press down on the energy, and then we're going to bring it back up to the heart. Then we're going to separate the energy and then bring it back together. So the benefits of this practice, and I've had students tell me, it really helps with anxiety and just helps move the energy and those kind of sensations. So I think this is a really nice thing that we can practice, that we can do today. All right, so on the inhale, we're going to bring that energy up towards the heart. Exhale, press it down. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, press in opposite directions and scoop it in. And we are down at the root chakra. Inhale, allow the energy to rise to the heart. Exhale, pressing it down. Inhale, bringing it back up. Exhale, pressing it away and around and bringing it back down to the root. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, it falls. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, flip the palms and press away, scoop it in, bring it to the root. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And scoop it in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, let it rise to the heart. Exhale, press it away and scoop it in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to the heart. Exhale, press away and scoop it in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. A few more of these. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. Inhale, 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. The last cycle. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale and hold at the root and come back to your natural breathing. And just notice your state and awareness of how you feel. It's like the energy came into harmony as we moved it through our subtle body. All right, a nice deep breath in, arms come up. Exhale, float the arms down. Inhale, allow the arms to rise. Exhale, float them down. Inhale, right arm up and over, reach that left wrist down towards the earth. Switch sides, inhaling and exhaling as we extend. Inhale, repeat again, right side, come over. And opposite sides. And lower that left arm, hands on the hips. Let's do hip circles. Using your breath with your movement. And find the opposite. Hands slide down to the knees and circles. And opposite. And slide the hands all the way down, forward fold. Allow the body to gently feel heavy. Upper body feels heavy. Allow the arms to dangle. And if this feels uncomfortable, gently lifting the body helps relieve that discomfort. Notice if you're holding on to any tension in the shoulders or the neck, and allow the head to just gently release and the shoulders to release. Maybe it feels good to take a bind, elbow to elbow, and a gentle sway. And then releasing the arms, inhaling the hands to the shins, and coming into a flat back. Allow yourself to pull the navel in and draw those shoulders back, and feeling those scapulas slide towards each other. And now let's inhale, root to rise, come all the way back up. Allow the palms to touch, and palms come to heart. All right, so I'm going to step at the top of the mat, and we're going to transition into some different movement from standing. Palms together at the heart center. Let's inhale, palms rise together, reach up and reach back. Press the hips forward. Take a breath here. On the exhale, palms together, forward fold, coming all the way down. Inhale, hands on the shins, and exhale, plant those palms. We're going to step back with both feet. Option here to take a plank if you're feeling the energy to, or lower the knees. Shift the hips back. We're going to come into a little child's pose. Option to keep the knees where they are, or make space for the body by widening the stance and bringing the hips back towards the heels and allowing the body to gently, heart comes down towards the earth, and third eye comes down towards the earth. Nice deep breaths. Feel those breaths travel through the spine to the base of the spine. Feel the hips reach towards the heels. Breathing into the hips, maybe shifting one hip to the right side and then shifting the other to the left. And as you breathe in, feel what it feels like to feel the breath on the backside body. So as you breathe in, feel the rib cage expand. The sides of the rib cage expand and the belly to fill. And on the exhale, everything leaves the body. Let's walk the hands over to the right side. Maybe that left hand layers on top of the right. And then bring the awareness to that left hip and draw that hip towards that left heel. On the next breath, let's walk the hands back to center. And then walk them all the way over to the left side. Allow that right hand maybe to layer on top of the left. Take the breath into that right hip and allow that hip to feel the stretch towards that right heel. All right, so from here, let's walk back to center. Gently take a bow. Massage the third eye if you haven't done so already. And then let's bring the hands into prayer position. Extending them forward. Let's bend the elbows, bring those prayer hands to the mid-shoulders, middle of the back, middle shoulders. And then if you want to feel that stretch a little bit more in the triceps, walking the elbows forward and sinking the heart a little bit more, or shifting the hips back too, you can really feel that stretch. And then let's gently bring the arms back down, hands back down to the mat, and walk the hands towards your knees. Bring those knees a little bit closer together and realign the feet. All right, let's inhale the arms up. On the exhale, we're going to float over to the right side. Inhale that left arm up and over, allowing that right hand to gently support. And then let's come back to center, inhaling that right arm up, taking the body to center and all the way over to the left, and gently float both arms down and then reach up with that right arm over the right ear. Gently float that left arm up, switch sides, and then inhaling that left arm up and over. Coming back to center, both arms up, and then gently switch sides. So you can float the arm down or just take it up, all up to you, and whatever feels good for your body. And then let's float that arm down, come back to center, inhale, lift the hips up high, arms come up parallel to the ears, and then take them back, press those hips back, forward. And then let's take a bow. Sweep that energy back. Inhale, arms come up, reach up, reach back, press the hips forward, and exhale, sweep that energy back. Inhale, arms come up, reach back. Exhale, take that bow. Inhale, reach up, reach back. Exhale, take that bow. One more, we rise. And exhale, take that bow. And then arms come around, stay nice and low to extend forward. And then gently shift those hips up. Extend the arms forward, coming to a puppy pose. So you're lifted off of the heels. So it's different than a child's pose. It's kind of like when a little puppy is bowing to you or practicing yoga next to you. And taking a little puppy pose here. You can tent the fingers if that feels good and drop the heart between the shoulders. It almost feels like a little canopy. And then gently walk the hands back, come to your tabletop. Let's extend that right leg long, toes point down. And then let's extend that left arm long. Pull the navel in, reach in opposite directions. Let's take a nice quad stretch, flip that palm, reach back for that foot. So if that is a limit where you can't quite reach yet, just taking it in the direction or bringing the knee down and getting that quad stretch that way. And then let's release, extend the arm and leg, and then gently come back to your table. Shift the hips side to side. Left leg extends long, toes point down, right arm reaches. Extend long, flip the palm, reach back. And kick that foot into the hand or just stretch in the direction. Release, extend long, and bring it all back. Shift hips side to side, and then let's take the hips for a little circular ride. Circle, circle. And take it in the opposite direction. All right, let's do some intuitive movement. Let's close the eyes. Let's get into our bodies and just see what the body wants to do. Use your breath. Move the body however you feel it wants to move. Maybe taking an up dog, maybe a child's pose, maybe you feel like going into stillness. Just noticing and listening to your body. Using your breath to connect with your body, allowing yourself to clear the mind of any thoughts coming in so that you can listen to how your body wants to move. It's almost like painting. Painting without knowing what you're going to paint. And you're just taking those brush strokes with your body. Doesn't that feel good? Alright. It's like we could stay there all day long. Ready, coming back to center into our tabletop. Let's curl our toes under and then lift the hips up, coming into a downward facing dog. Lift the heels and take the gaze between ankles. Shift one heel after the other. Bending one knee. Maybe taking the hip a little inward so that knee comes into the center body. And then that right hand presses in, shifting that hip back. Then you can take it to the other side. The right knee comes into the center body. And that left palm presses a little bit more into the mat as you press the hip back. Same thing again, other side. Pressing the heart towards the thighs. You press that right hand in. Opposite side. Nice deep breath in, coming back to center. Switch the gaze between the hands as you lift the heels and bend the knees deep. Come into a hover. Pull the navel in. So the knees just hover just a few inches. And then gently come back to your downward facing dog. All right, we're going to shift forward and come into a plank. Turn the elbows inward towards the body. And then you can take a modified plank here if you'd like, and then lower the body, or come all the way down from your plank. Allow the hands to come underneath the shoulders. And let's zip up the legs into a little tail, and then bring the shoulders back. Or you can experiment. If you like to take the legs wide, some people like to take those legs wide. Otherwise, you can zip up the legs. And on the in-breath, we're going to go into Baby Cobra, Bhujangasana. Nice deep breath in as you take the chin to the mat, tuck the elbows close to the body, and press all 10 toes and lift the heart, slide the heart forward. Release the clench of the buttocks and lower on the exhale. Inhale, press all 10 toes in, lift the heart, slide it forward, gazing forward and taking the eyes up maybe, and then gently lowering. One more, press all 10 toes in, lifting, shoulders back, and lower. All right, so from here, let's take our arms by our side and take that left cheek to the mat and allow your shoulders to gently rest and drape over. Take 3 breaths here. Last breath. And we come back to center, bring the chin back to center. We're going to go into a full locust. On the in-breath, everything's going to lift. Legs are going to lift. Arms are going to lift. Chest rises. Maybe the arms come to the side or forward. Or just pull back to lift that chest and lower. Right cheek to the mat. And take some breaths. Coming back to center, chin comes back to the mat. I'm bringing my feet closer together. On the in-breath, everything's going to lift. Heart lifts, arms lift, legs lift. And exhale, lower. Left cheek to the mat. Brief pause. Hands come back underneath the shoulders. Curl the toes under and gently lift yourself back up. Shift the hips back. Keep those toes curled in. Extend the arms. And then from here, come forward. You're in a modified plank. Let's sweep up. Slide forward and take an up dog. Curl the toes under. Shift to down dog. Nice deep breaths. Starting over. Feeling new and renewed and reharmonized. Let's shift forward. Bring the knees down. Sweep the heart forward. Come towards up dog. gently coming back to a down dog. Press the heart towards the thighs and lift the heels as we shift over again and sweeping up to an up dog. All right, let's shift back to a down dog. Lift the heels, switch the gaze between the hands, walk the feet to meet the hands to a forward fold. Inhale, hands on the shins, coming to a half lift. And then let's reach, rise, come all the way back up. Let's sit in our chair. Arms nice and parallel to the ears as much as possible. Tuck the tail, shift the weight to the heels, round the toes, pull the navel in, lift the heart. And sit a little lower. Hands come to the heart. And let's shift over to the left side and open up the arms like wings. So you can take the elbow towards the right elbow towards the left knee. And open up the arms there. So from here, hands come back to touch. Bring them to the heart and then come back to center. Take that left elbow towards that right knee. You can take a hook if that's available and then open up your arms. Opening up the little butterfly wings. And then gently bringing the palms back together. Coming back to center and forward folding. Then one knee after the other. Let's take a little squat here. We're going to shift the gaze forward as we lower the hips and lift the heels. Snap, crackle, pop. Gazing forward and then coming back to a forward fold. So remember, you can support your practice with a block. If this is too much, let's lower down again. Shifting forward, lifting the heels, and gently coming back to a forward fold. Inhale, hands on the shins for your half lift. Exhale, plant those palms, step back with both feet, come to a plank or a modified plank. And then from here, uncurl the toes, walk the hands towards the knees. Inhale, lift up, arms come up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, right arm up and over. Exhale to the opposite side. Float that arm down. Both arms are going to come up. We're going to repeat that twist. Arms come to center. Exhale, open up on the right side. And then left arm comes over the left ear. Inhale, float the right arm up. Come back to center. Twisting over to the left side. Left arm comes down. Reach over with that right arm. Left arm comes up to meet the right, lower that right, reach over with the left. Again, you can lower the arm and then bring it back up. As long as it feels good to you, come back to center. Even out, lower that left arm, reach back. And then float that left arm up, parallel, and reach back. Both arms reach back, and then gently float back. The arms back down, gaze comes back to center, shift the hips to one side, and swing the legs around. Shift to the center of your mat. And let's take a little balance pose here. We can come into boat pose, and we can begin first let's begin by finding our sits bones. So the front and the back of the sits bones. And if you're like, oh, it's so cushiony down there, I can't feel them, remove the flesh so you can find those bones. And then gently reach forward. Remember in yoga, there's always a counterbalance, that yin and yang of reaching forward, leaning back to find that balance on the back of the sits bones. And then you can either find your boat right away or begin by tapping. sometimes tapping is just fun. And then when you're ready, either bringing those legs parallel to the mat or extending higher. And shaking and wobbling is good. It's strengthening. And you're using your abdominals here and your counterbalance. All right, so lower the legs back parallel to the mat and then take them all the way down. And then take yourself all the way down. Use your core. Head comes down to the mat. Head comes down last. We made it. Knees to chest. Give yourself a nice little hug and rock side to side. Extend the legs and the arms. Come over the head. Full body stretch. Let's take a nice twist. Reach for that right knee. Bring it to the chest. Flex both feet. Tuck the elbows. Tuck the chin. And then let's take that knee across the body to the left side. Extend that right arm out for a nice little twist. And you can take the gaze over to the right side. Come back to center. Find your full body stretch. Left knee to chest. Flex both feet. Lengthen that right leg. Pull that knee into chest. Tuck your chin. And then gently float that left knee across the body to the right side. Extend that left arm out, gazing towards the left side. Coming back to center, full body stretch. And then option here, bring your arms by your side, bend the knees to windshield wiper, left and right. And you can either option to bring your arms into cactus to open the chest, or you can bring them to a half T, whatever feels good to you. Allow the knees to fall to the right side. Bring that right ankle to the top of the right thigh, left thigh. Take the gaze over to the left side. Let's bring those legs up in a figure 4 position. So not moving anything, the ankle stays glued to the thigh. And then allow that figure 4 to happen, letting that right knee fall to the right side. We're going to come into supine pigeon. So let's weave the hands between the legs. The right hand weaves between the legs and then interlace the fingers underneath that left thigh. Tuck the chin, flex both feet, and gently begin to pull towards you. That right elbow can assist in pressing that right thigh away to deepen the stretch. So people like to lift their leg up high, their pulling leg. I always keep mine folded. It just depends on what you want to feel. You can extend it if you like, if that feels good and you're getting your stretch there, or bending it if that feels good for you. All right, let's release. Bring that left foot to the floor. Release that right leg. Bring both feet to the floor. Arms can extend however you like as you windshield wiper back and forth. And then take the knees to the left side. And then gently assist the twist with that left ankle on top of the right thigh. And take the gaze over to the right side. Nice deep breaths. Inhale, bring yourself back to center. with the ankle on top of the thigh, adjusting for your supine pigeon, reaching through the legs, interlacing the fingers underneath that right thigh. Flex both feet and gently pull towards you. Tuck the chin. Maybe that left elbow helps press that left thigh laterally. Releasing any tension in the face, in the cheeks, relaxing the mouth, breathing in and out the nose. And release. Right foot comes back to the mat, left foot comes down to meet it. Windshield wiper back and forth. And then we're going to do a fun little abdominal stretch or work. We're going to use our core here. So this week, I want to take us into the next week. I want us to work on lifting our legs up. And for now, let's take them up to the air. And option here to take your Shavasana this way with legs up or placing a block underneath the hips. And it's this position we will play with next week to help work our core and see how our core works to lift our legs. So don't let me forget, that's what we're going to do next week. Float the legs down, find your sweet Shavasana, take any extra movements that you would like to take to settle yourself down, maybe a full body stretch, and then allow yourself to float back down. Tuck the elbows close to the body, palms facing up, or shoulders, tucking the shoulders underneath the body. Revisiting your intention. Noticing how much calmer you feel. How much more in harmony you feel. And if anything bubbles up for you, knowing that you have the strength and the courage to face whatever it is that bubbles up for you, and knowing that you have the tools to reharmonize yourself. So you can stay right where you are, or you can, as I shift out, I will cue you out. Let's begin to gently bring gentle movement back into the body, wiggling the toes and the fingers, maybe moving the knees back and forth if you have them bent. Rolling over to one side. When you're ready, gently pressing up and meeting me in seated. Hands come to the heart center as we seal class together. Hands come to our third eye as I invite you to bring them up with me to remind us to think kind thoughts and allow our thoughts to be divinely guided. Down to our lips to speak kind words, allowing our words to also be divinely guided. And back down to our hearts, knowing we live in love and joy, keeping our vibration high and allowing ourselves to be divinely guided through our hearts. It is an honor to be here with you as I gently bow my head to you, take my hands to my third eye, and bow to you in gratitude. Thank you so much